We've had 8 days of testing down in Barcelona. The teams and the drivers have had 4 hours on the track here in Melbourne. Let's see if practice makes perfect as we start to get a bit serious. Stoffel van Dorn, who's down there in 15th at the moment and would dearly like to move a few places higher than that. Van Dorn goes 11th fastest. Brendan Hartley will be next across the line, and he is plumb last at the moment, the Kiwi, who got married during the course of the winter, whose wife Sarah is here to cheer him on here today, and I'm sure a few have made the 3-hour flight over the Tasman Sea from New Zealand as well. Hartley crosses the line. It's coming up to him now. Can he get off the bottom? He can, but not out of qualifying 1 and into Q2. He is still in that bottom 5. Charles Leclerc, meanwhile, wants to lift himself off the bottom. Where's Charles Leclerc? He goes to 17th fastest, not quite enough, but ahead for a brief moment of his teammate Marcus Ericsson, who just misses out as well. Pierre Gasly is now the slowest.
Good luck. Yeah.
As we just watch a replay here of Pierre Gasly, this could explain why he was last.
No grip out there, son.
You're not going to pick up much time going out there, sadly, for Pierre Gasly as he starts his first full season in Formula One. Lance Stroll has got his Williams into Q2 at the expense of Brendan Hartley, Marcus Ericsson, Charles Leclerc, his teammate Sergei Sorokin, and Pierre Gasly as well.
Oh, that's a nasty lock up there for Hulkenberg. Very nasty.
Carlos Sainz goes 7th fastest. That's pushed Fernando Alonso out of the top 10. So McLaren are not going to get their 2 cars into the top 10 here, or either one of their top cars into the top 10. Esteban Ocon had no time. Esteban Ocon stays 15th fastest. Perez for Force India only 13th fastest. Not been the best qualifying session for them. Here's Sebastian Vettel now as he comes up towards the line. Can he go quicker than Hamilton? Yes, he can, by a 1/10 of a second, and that is now game on officially between Mercedes and Ferrari.
Top 10 shootout. Don't go anywhere. That's going to be good.
And we are P11, mate. P11.
Yeah, so it's good. It's okay.
2 Force Indias, Martin, in that 5 that got eliminated. Surprised? They weren't in Q3 last year here.
No. We know they tend to go for the longer game. Oh, we got that's
Valtteri Bottas has gone into the wall. He did it in the race here a few years ago for Williams. He's brought out the red flag as well. That is a big dent in the back of that Mercedes for Valtteri Bottas, and this is what happened.
So he's gone wide in 1 and straight to the scene of the accident on the outside of 2. Stayed on the throttle, engine still revving there, so he's got a little bit wide and just wouldn't give up on it. Just a little touch on the grass, and with the front and rear in like that, that's a huge amount of damage and wrecks his teammate's lap, of course.
Just let us know if you can, if you're okay.
Yeah, all good.
On board with Hamilton then, starting his final lap of this qualifying session. 6:10 in the evening here in Australia. Wherever you are in the world, I'm sure you're on the edge of your sofa or even your bed at this time of the morning if you're back in the UK. First qualifying of 2018 and only 6/100ths of a second between the top 3. Only 3/10ths between the top 5 after the first runs. How's it all going to pan out now as Hamilton gets to the end of the first sector? And oh, look at that, 4/10ths up already. That's a massive gain during that first sector. Kimi Räikkönen is also going well, a 26.9 for him, but can anyone match that 26.6? Verstappen couldn't.
Bit untidy through 9, but the first sector was mighty for Hamilton. He was so wide in turn 4 with the throttle hard on, but still, he's done a purple middle sector as well. He's just throwing the car at the racetrack, and it's responding.
It's almost like the breeze has stiffened up, and it's giving a tailwind to Lewis Hamilton wherever he goes on the track at the moment. Sebastian Vettel was a 10th down on Verstappen and Räikkönen through that first sector. Hamilton continues then on his way. Just 2 more corners to go for a man looking for his 7th pole position. Yes, 7th pole position here in Albert Albert Park in Melbourne, down the Walker Straight for one last time. Here's the time that they've all got to beat. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line. It's a 1:21.1. It's an all-time lap record. It's provisional pole for Lewis Hamilton. Kimi Raikkonen 6/10 down, but goes second fastest for Ferrari. Verstappen crosses the line. Can't beat Kimi Raikkonen. He'll start on the second row. What about Sebastian Vettel? Is this pole position number 51 for the four-time world champion? No, it's not. Hamilton is on pole for the season opener for the 5th year in a row, and it is 7 pole positions in Australia for Britain's Lewis Hamilton.
He just smashed them. That was like a two-class qualifying session. Hamilton and the rest.
Awesome, mate. Nice work. Nice work. 6/10 to Raikkonen, P2. Vettel, nearly 7/10.
The reigning world champion has started where he means to continue, I'm sure. It's absolutely staggering for Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo finished 5th in that qualifying session, so he will drop down 3 places. Because of Ricciardo's penalty, Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Nico Hülkenberg all move up. Magnussen starts 5th. It's not his best ever qualifying here in Albert Park. He was 4th on the grid in 2014. Sainz completes the top 10. Valtteri Bottas probably won't start in the top 10. He's facing a gearbox penalty at the very least.